Now let's see the life cycle of a request in action. So open up Chrome Developer Tools. Here on the Network tab, clear what we have here. Now back on the web page, click Add to add a new post. Now back on the Network tab, you can see we have two requests here. One with the status 204, the other with the status 201. Let's look at the first one. Here on the Headers tab, you can see the request URL is set to our post endpoint. Request method is set to options. What is this? Every HTTP request has a property called method that determines the intent of that request. The common methods we have are get for getting data, post for creating data, put for updating data, and delete for deleting data. Now back here, we have an HTTP options request. The reason we have this request here is because this application is hosted at localhost, but its backend is hosted somewhere else, jsonplaceholder.typicode.com. These are two separate domains. So for security reasons, whenever an application sends an AJAX request to a different domain, the browser always sends an options request. That is why we have this request here. Now let's take a look at the second request. This request is again sent to the same URL, but our request method this time is post. And as I told you earlier, post is used for creating data. The status of this request is 201, which means a resource was created. Now if you scroll down the bottom, on the request payload, you can see the object that we sent to the server. That is our post request with title and body properties. Now, if you look at the response tab, you can see the response that JSON placeholder returned to us. We have a request object. It has the same properties we sent to the server plus a new property. So Axios wraps this object in a response object. That response object has a data property that we picked using object destructuring syntax. But that response object has additional properties that we can use to read the status of the response, the headers, and so on. So this is the life cycle of a request. Next, we're going to look at updating data.